Chapter 3 Piggy. So they started blasting off. No one got a good look at the beast because it shitted so fast and violently that it shocked everyone. Carl started to dissociate because of his PTSD, also known as putty titty sex disease. They were all holding onto the rope as the beast started squealing and running around in a rectangular, sexual manner. The urn didn't like how Carl was being a pussy, so it started screaming racial slurs while they zoomed across the foreign land. The beast started to slow down and eventually stopped. It turned around slowly to see what was grasping onto its tail. Everyone looked up in shock.
Peppa?
The hamburger asks. Peppa didn't say anything. Peppa's face slowly turned to an angry scowl and her eyes went in two different directions. She started to vibrate. Everyone slowly let go of the brown rope-like object coming from her ass. The pig, on the other hand, tightened his grasp. He felt the warmth of the rope and got an idea. He looked at Carl and started muttering something in pig Latin. Carl looked at him confused, but then his face turned to disappointment, and he turned to Rachel. He wants you to suck it, he says.
Fucking pardon?
Rachel responds. My pig wants you to suck Peppa's rope. Rachel poggers once again. Piggy looks at Rachel annoyingly. He's getting impatient.
Why does he want me to suck the rope?
She asks. Because, your sense of taste is immaculate, Carl says. Rachel looks at everyone confused.
What, are you guys waiting for something? Do you actually think I'm gonna suck the ass rope?
She shouts. Everyone looks at each other and back at Rachel and nods. Rachel rests her eyes on Marky.
Tienes que chupar la suelda,
it says angrily. Rachel scowls at everyone as if she's trying to turn them into stone, which is odd because no one gets hard looking at her. She looks up at Peppa in her hot, pink pig face. Peppa looks down at Rachel with pity in her eyes. Peppa sighs and turns around, lifts up her small red dress that just barely covers her thickness, to show that indeed she has a rope stuck in her asshole. She's weeping. She's in pain. Carl's pig once again says something in pig Latin. Carl translates.
You are the only one who has low enough standards in this entire group to do this, Rachel. And that's really saying something, considering we have a sentient hamburger, a half-naked, quote-unquote, man with an afro, someone who's a stupid fucking voyeur, and a racist urn.
Why can't one of them do it?
Rachel asks.
Because you are Rachel. You see, I was once like you, Rachel. Dumb, short, and flat, but once I met Carl through ChristianMingle.com, and we met up in the woods, which was totally not creepy at all, considering I'm a pig who knows how to use a Christian dating site, and I met up with a homeless man who performed a sacrifice to awaken my third eye so I can speak to you like this. But I learned that I need to sacrifice something in order to gain, and in your situation, you need to suck the rope. You need to suck it good, so you can rid Mother Pepper of her ass cancer. Rachel, there is something at the other end of that rope, and I need you to get it for us, because it'll help us fix Harley. And I know you want what's best for her. So suck the ass rope. Make Mama proud.
Rachel sheds a tear. She picks up the rope and looks at it with fear in her eyes. She looks back up at Peppa, who is now eating a chimichanga because Rachel took so long. Rachel puts the tip of the rope in her mouth. It was surprisingly bitter. Which actually isn't that surprising, considering it was stuck up Peppa's ass and grabbed by a bunch of people covered in piss and flung all over the place. As the rope goes down Rachel's esophagus, Peppa finishes her chimichanga. This fills Peppa with anger. As the rope is being pulled out of Peppa and into Rachel's stomach, Peppa feels a slight discomfort, and then it gets painful. She squeals. This alerted Rachel to look up, but as soon as she does, she gets hit in the face by a gigantic egg. The egg hit her so hard in the head that she passed out. Peppa looks back at what just happened and gets concerned. She then feels better and just walks away to go slip in a muddy puddle and die or something. I don't fucking know. Do I look like I give a diddly darned fuck? Because I don't. Honestly, who even the fuck cares if Peppa dies or not? It's just disgusting. I cannot say how much I don't care in this very moment.
boss sex, 50% off.
Harley rushes over to Rachel to see if she's alive. Carl stares at the egg in amazement. Watching that egg come out of Peppa and hit Rachel in the face reminded him of his grandma. This then triggered Carl's PTSD once again. Marky was getting sick of his PTSD bullshit, so she once again starts screaming racial slurs at him in Spanish. Carl snaps out of it and then gets angry at the racist remarks and grabs Marky by the urn, and looks at her right in the eyes.
puts her in his mouth, and swallows.
Everyone poggers.